Only a couple of weeks ago we had the Range Rover Sport on test, and of course Range Rover is very distinctive. The lines are distinctive, everything, the shape, you know it's a Range Rover from the second you see it. Well, this is its slightly smaller brother, the Velar. Let's see exactly what it has to show you and offer you.
Hello, my name is Michael. I'm the owner of CHANGECARS and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. I have one mission, and that is to make a difference to the motoring public. Making a difference how? Making sure that you have safe options, making sure that you have knowledge. In that regard, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to work with Alan Rosenmeyer of MotorMatters. The man with a hat, I'm the man with no hat, he's the man with the knowledge. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Alan R from MotorMatters, Change Cars and All Things Motoring. Today we bring you Range Rover. We had the Sport on test not long ago. This is the next one down in size, the Velar. Unmistakable Range Rover, you can't miss it. It's got lots of extra features. This is an HSTE model, which means it is the upper spec as well. Gives you a lot more extras, luxuries. But you can see these slim headlights over here with daytime running lights, obviously full LED headlights, got all the auto high beams, etc, etc. You would expect from a top-end luxury vehicle, and believe me, it doesn't disappoint in any respect there. Now the wheels, for example, these are non-standard 21-inch alloy wheels. Surprisingly, only about 7,000 Rand extra on the price, which I was quite surprised to see, because so often when you start with upgraded alloys, etc., they can add whacking big amounts of money to the price of the vehicle. As far as I recall, the Velar was the first of the Range Rovers with these pop-out door handles. They look effective, they look nice, and of course they do improve aerodynamics as well. Anyway, let's come and have a look over here. You can see the swooping lines towards the rear. So the Velar is almost a bit of a coupe-esque look to it. But it still gives you plenty of space, definitely as a 5-seater, that's for sure. Let's just have a look at the rear accommodation while I'm here. As always, driver's seat set for myself. I've got absolutely no complaints about space in the back, have I? Lots of room, headroom, and you've got the massive panoramic roof up above me as well. All over there. Aircon, dual vents, 2 USBs, and a 12-volt for the back seat. So family use, passengers very definitely catered for as well. You have a look in the door over here, you can see the large speakers system, dual speakers over here. I can tell you that this car has an upgraded sound system in it that is quite an expensive extra in my book at about 70-odd thousand Rand, but depends. If that's what you want, at least you can have it. And I think that's an important factor. Come round, I've shown you over here, you've got your tail lights all the way around and into the tailgate as well. And obviously on a model of this sort, powered tailgate. Let's have a look as we always would, and I can tell you, height-wise, not maybe, but it certainly extends far in. I'm going to give this a 2 Allen boot rating. I think it makes it. I don't think there'd be a problem with that. Looking in the boot area over there, if you have a look on that side, you'll see there are buttons for example, the tow bar, etc., to sort all of that out over there, and you've got a 12-volt on this side. What I do like as well is, if you look under the boot board, unlike so many cars these days, at least there is a spare wheel. It may only be a space save or emergency wheel, but Range Rover, thank you for providing one anyway. Press the button to close, and now let me tell you that this Velar is powered by Land Rover Range Rover's inline 6-cylinder diesel engine, giving you 221 kilowatts of power and 650 Newton meters of torque of course driving all the wheels through an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Let's see it on the road. Let's check it out inside. Out on the open road in the Range Rover Velar, it is just an absolute pleasure to drive. Unfortunately, I've got a fairly slow moving car in front of me, but it's not about that. It's about being out in the countryside. It's being out in nature. Anything you can say, just escape the city for a change, just like you know we love to do, and get away, get going, and just enjoy. And I can tell you I love it. And this car is just so smooth. That's the other really important factor. It just gives you such a lovely ride, but it's also got superb acceleration when you want to overtake. Effortless. And just look how easy that was, just to get past a guy who's driving a little bit slower than I like, staying within, of course, speed limits and speed restrictions. That's not the point. It just gives you that power and the sheer ability
continue straight to stay on R530
to be able to do that in complete and utter safety, because when you want to overtake, you want to know the car is capable of a quick, safe, easy overtaking maneuver. But besides that, we are ensconced in luxury, in comfort, in smooth ride, in everything that an expensive executive vehicle.
To stay on R513.
Besides the voice in the box talking to me over there, telling me where I should go, but that's not the point, is it? It just really is such a pleasure to be out cruising in this car. And space, everything else you want, luxury, comfort. I've got a heads-up display in front of me as well, which obviously you can't see now. Panoramic sunroof, and just sheer comfort and luxury. What a pleasure. Savvy investing is best left to the experts. And when it comes to offshore investing, it's even more important to talk to an expert. Well, Earl Don from Forexpert is the guy you should be talking to for your offshore investments. Jumping in behind the wheel, of course, you've got your TFT screen over here with all your information, everything you want. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I showed you the Sport recently. It's so similar in so many ways, but there you've got maps. There is a heads-up display as well, but you won't see it now on the film, unfortunately. You've got nice paddles on the steering wheel over here for, of course, your gear shift, and you've got your buttons as you expect. I mean, it's got all of what you expect. Again, I don't think I must spend too much time showing you all these things because they're there, they're standard. Obviously, you've got active cruise control. You've got all of those sort of things, top safety spec as well. It's all what you expect from a premium vehicle. Moving over to the center infotainment screen, it's big. It does everything. In fact, maybe it does too much sometimes, but this is a nice feature here. It says shortcuts. So for example, you know the bane of my life is the stop-start system. You can just press it there to turn it off and it works nicely. You press that one and it gives you, for example, your drive modes, etc. It's quick, it's easy, it works well in that respect. What I don't like so much is the fact that you may notice there are no buttons whatsoever. So for example, I often complain and tell you that to use the air conditioning system, all of those things, you've got to go onto the screen. There's no other way to do it. Not my favorite, but you know what? I am slowly but surely getting used to it. So maybe I've got to get with the times. But it gives you absolutely everything. Obviously your off-road modes, etc., etc. You can see, I think you can see your ride heights even, driver assistance. It just goes on. And in fact, maybe that's one of my complaints. But you can see it's got all the off-road ability, yet this is yet another one of these cars I don't know if I take off-road. Too pretty, too nice, even if it is capable. But now, leaving the screen behind, what is interesting is, look how clean the center console is. Not a button, not a switch, not an anything. Your gear lever, and that's it. Over here, you've got an inductive charging pad, which you would expect. With a USB, obviously, you can work wireless. It works very, very well. Android Auto, etc. works nicely. And you've got, of course, your little console over here. These, again, things you expect. I don't think I have to spend too much time telling you too much. You've got this nice sort of flowing feature to the dashboard with a little bit of wood trim over there. Everything about this car just exudes class. And quite honestly, at the price it should do, shouldn't it? Because what is this going to cost you? Well, this model, you can get into a Velar at about the 1.8 million rand mark. This one, as I mentioned, the D300 HSE is 1.984 million, and there is about 80,000 odd rands worth of extras on this car. I mentioned the sound system, the wheels, and I think it's the tow bar. So this one is just on 2,070,000 rand. Call it 2 million rand. That's what it'll cost you to get into one like this. It is a pleasure to drive. It really is smooth, comfortable, relaxed. It's everything you want and more than adequate power. Obviously, you can look at other brands, particularly the German brands, if you want similar kinds of vehicles at the same kind of money. That's always going to be a choice you have to make. But I think the answer is for you to test one and decide for yourself and see how you feel. It's got the off-road ability. If you wanted to take it off-road, that's up to you. Check it out for yourself. For MotorMatters, Chain Cars, and all things motoring, I'm Alan R, and I'll see you next time.